Mitchell Report Unleashed podcast. How's it going?
It's going. I'm good. How are you?
Well, we're hanging out. You're over there. Listen, the last time we talked, you said that this is still broken. Like, what's going on over there?
Yeah, it's a long story, but it's probably gonna be on for like another month or two. So
Another month or two?
yeah, so I injured my finger, but I also, as you can see, have daggers for nails. So when that happened, couch, finger, and so it took the whole nail with it. And nails take, I don't know if you know this, nails take a long time to grow. So yeah. So that's where I'm at with that.
That's unfortunate. It kind of reminds
Yeah.
me of self when I broke my thumb back in 2018, 2019. I had a
Mm-hmm.
splint 8 weeks on the damn thing, and I couldn't do
Mm-hmm.
anything with it
Yep.
was my left hand. Couldn't do anything with my left hand. And
Yeah.
I'm right handed. So I had to be like ambidextrous all the time.
Yeah, yeah. I've had this on for about 4 weeks now. And so
Jeez.
yeah, you don't realize how
Crazy.
much you use your pinky until you don't have it.
Right? Right?
Yeah.
No, it's so
So
true. We're here. Let's talk
yep.
podcast. We're going to open up some shop. We're going to, talk about content creation and all that stuff. But
Yeah.
the name, where did you get this name, Miss Venomous, from? You know what I mean? Because I feel
It's
like you're spitting lyrical venom out there. So let's
yeah.
talk about it.
Yeah. So it's actually a really funny story. So I've been gaming for almost my entire life. Like since I was 6 years old. Like I started on console. PlayStation was where I was at. I've played GameCube, I had the old PSPs. I still have one, like DS's, all that. So I've been gaming for a long time. It hasn't always been the same kinds of games, but so when I want to say around like 13 years old, I really got heavy into Call of Duty. And yeah, I was really heavy because my dad played it. So I was like, oh, I want to play with my dad. Like we played, what was it? We played football and stuff together on there. So, um, yeah, so I got really heavy into Call of Duty and I started playing with friends from school. And you have to make like a username. And at the time, it was like my full government. It was just first name underscore last name, last two digits of the year I was born. Like it was so giving. Like it was so doxing. So, around that time also I was really, really heavy into like watching other content creators. So back in 2011, I got introduced to PewDiePie, if you know who that is.
Never heard the name. No.
No, PewDiePie is a YouTuber. He's actually the number one most subscribed person on YouTube, I think, still to this day. Um, but I got introduced to him. He was watching, or he was playing The Walking Dead, and then like I got this whole idea of like, oh my gosh, like he gets paid to do what I love. Like he plays video games and makes money off it. Like this is his job. Like this is so crazy. Like this was something that was so new to me. And ever since then I was like, dude, this is my dream. I want to do this. Um so around the time that I was 14, I started playing COD competitively. So
Shit, okay.
I got introduced to clan on Black Ops 2. And the leader of the clan was like, dude, we gotta do something with your name because it's just you're doxing yourself, bro. And I was like, what's wrong with my name? Like, I think my name's cute. And she's like, no, man, like you gotta come up with something. So around that time, I actually owned two snakes. I had ball pythons. So yeah, so she was like, why don't we kind of run with that? And she was like, Miss Venomous kind of sounds really cool. Like we kind of played around with a couple of them, but ultimately Miss Venomous landed. And I was like, that sounds dope. That sounds like, I don't know, like it has some power to it. So yeah, so I just kind of took that, ran with it, and so now I've been rocking with that since I was 14. So
I
and
love
here I
that.
am, 25 now. So it's sticking. It's there to stay, I suppose.
So when I hear venomous, I feel like it's a playoff of words of like Spider-Man and Venom. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Things like that.
Mhm.
So like, I take it you like Venom in the Marvel universe or no?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
Okay,
for
there you
sure.
go.
I got really heavy into the Marvel universe actually after the fact. But yeah, Venom. badass, man. I love
He
him.
is. He is. He is. He is.
Yeah.
We have to wait and see what happens, because I haven't seen the new Spider-Man prior to
I haven't
recording this and things
either.
like that. So I've been staying off the net. I believe tomorrow afternoon around this time as we're recording, I'm gonna be there watching the film and whatnot. So we'll see what
Oh,
happens.
cool. You have to let me know how you like it.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I'll tell you. I'll give you a
Yeah.
rating.
Yeah.
Maybe 10 out of 10. We'll see. I've
Okay.
seen a lot of tens out of tens out there.
Yeah.
Um,
Everybody's been saying it's like the best one. So
yeah, no, for sure. For yourself,
yeah.
being a content creator, it comes with a lot of trials, tribulations, sacrifices, things like that. You speak a lot about mental health. Let's start there. Let's talk about that mental health. What does it mean for you in the gaming and the content creation role?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's something that is very obviously like stigmatized, like people don't want to talk about it. It's kind of hush hush. But me personally, it's something that I've dealt with again almost like my entire life, growing up, having a rough childhood, and everybody's got their own trauma, has got their own shit. So I'm one of those people, and I think growing up and being like I went through psychology and stuff in high school and in college, and I think it's very important that we talk about it. I think the best way that we can educate and take care of ourselves is to just talk, realize that we're not the only people, going through stuff, and we can relate to one another. And video games is actually something that got me through a lot of my hard times mentally. So to kind of relate the two, and I kind of take it by the reins also. People come into my chat and they know like it's a space where we can talk about it. You know, um, I like being very open and honest. I pride myself on that because again, if we don't talk about it, how can we take care of it? Um, and yeah, just being there for one another, and just I feel like that's the best way, because when you feel alone, I think it makes it 10 times worse. So being able to use video games as a way to kind of alleviate anything that we might be going through, and just talking about things and making sure people know that they're not alone, and mental health
Hmm.
is something that we should definitely talk about and focus on, and take care of and educate and all that. So yeah, it's been a part of my life for a long time.
I love that you say that because I feel like there's parts of society. I'll lean into this. I maybe would say the media that talks about it, but I don't feel like they want to go in deep, in depth. And I feel like
Correct.
we're the superpowers now. We have platforms, doesn't matter how big or small it is. We have podcasts, we have Twitch streamers, content creators talking about it, exercising their rights as a human being, building these communities. But then I feel like the overhead of media itself just kind of looks at it and they just bat an eye. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
We appreciate you here at the Mitchell Port Unleashed podcast checking out this particular episode. 98.5% of you do not ever press the subscribe button, let alone the like button. It helps us grow this channel. So if you do not mind, press the subscribe button, press the like button, and I appreciate you. Let's get back to the conversation. Why do you think that happens a lot?
Again, like mental health is just very like stigmatized. Like it's just like you don't want to seem like, I don't know, people categorize different types of mental health differently, and certain diagnoses get looked at like, oh, there's something wrong with you, or whatever. And I think also, and I hate to say this, but I think it's the truth, is people in the media want to act like they care so it looks good on them. They don't give a shit, to be honest with you. Like I think genuinely it's just a, oh, look at us, yeah, we care about mental health. No, you don't even know what the hell you're talking about. Like, do you have anybody on your team that's actually been through this? Probably not. Like, do you go out to events and try to understand this condition better? Probably not. So I think it is just kind of like a look at us kind of thing, to make them feel good about themselves, or
It's true.
something. And it's
It's
it,
true.
it's
It's true.
disheartening. It really is, because it's not
It's true.
something to be played around with. Mental
Yep.
health is legit. It takes lives every day. So I don't mess
I
around when it comes to that.
remember. No, I remember. It's wild that you say this. I remember playing. It's for the city. We play like a basketball with the actual local police, So what it does, it helps the young kids find a way. You know what I mean? Connect. It's like Big Brother kind of sort of thing, whatever,
Hmm.
but it's in different parts of the city. And I
Love
remember we
that.
went to a basketball practice shoot around, and there was someone from our high school that took their life. And I remember it went over the PA system the next morning, and everybody was shocked about it. And what's so wild about that is we never really knew what he was suffering from because he would just walk around like a normal guy. You know what I mean? Always smiling, doing his thing, but you don't know the hidden battles that people are dealing with. And that's why I always say to folks, I'm like, yo, check in on your one another.
Yeah,
We have this weird way of just going in our life with family and friends or other creators. Check in. Yo, you
yeah.
good? You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Knock on that door to see what's up. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because you just
Yeah.
don't know what's going on, you know?
If you notice somebody become a little more distant or a little more quiet or maybe not so much themselves, definitely take that opportunity to check in. I have always said, and I will always live by, just be a nice human. Like you can walk by somebody on the street, you never know what that person's going through. You're driving on your way to work, the car that cuts you off, you have no idea why that person might be cutting you off. They might be late to work, they might be going to the hospital, they might, like, you just never know. I literally have a pin right in front of me, actually. It's so funny. I have a pin in front of me that says be a nice human.
I love that. No, I love that for
So,
sure.
yeah, I'm just like, you look at somebody and not only mentally but physically you could never know what they're going through, like invisible illness is a thing. And yeah, just be kind to one another. It's like it's not
Mhm.
that hard. It doesn't take too much effort.
You said about being open. How would you want people in your community, or as someone that has a responsibility being a Twitch streamer, doing content creation, really, if they're struggling with anything, like really approach you? Is it approach you in the Discord? Is it just come out and just air it out on stream? Like what would you say?
Yeah, so I would say just to be careful of other people that don't come into stream and just trauma dump in the chat, because
Mhm.
then you could trigger somebody else. And for me, like, my stream is time to get away from the bullshit. Like, a lot of my chat comes in, they're like, oh my gosh, I love coming to hang out with you. Like, it takes my mind off of everything. And that's essentially my goal. We can talk about mental health and relate to one another, at certain times. But like when I'm playing the game and stuff like that, like we're just laughing, having a good time. So I think it would be more of an approach personally. You can DM me. We actually have a section in my Discord server strictly for mental health, where you can kind of just dump and somebody can respond, or I have a bot that you can reply to anonymously, talk about it, and then people can anonymously reply to you and give you advice and just well words, that kind of thing. So if you're not comfortable talking about it, you can do it anonymously. So it's a really cool bot. I just found it a couple months ago and we're loving it so far. So yeah, I have a whole VC section called A Shoulder to Cry On. So if you need to talk to somebody, talk it out. We're
Yeah,
all very open and honest with each other and take care of each other.
for sure. And you know what? That's what I love about some of the Discords, is that some of the ones that I'm involved in, they have their own separate VC chat, where you can simply sit there. The other night we were gaming, playing Fortnite, shooting the shit,
Hmm.
barrels of fucking laughs. I'm telling you, like I was
I
sitting there
love
crying.
it.
I half the time I wasn't even really chiming in, but it's just
Hmm.
like the gameplay and people are doing their own thing. But those are like the
Hmm.
moments because now what you're doing is you're solidifying that brother, that sisterhood in such a way, right?
Yeah.
Where if something's going on, somebody can just chime in like, you know what? How's your day? Blah 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 blah. Okay, you know what? This is what's happening because there's a lot of shit that we got to deal with. Trust me.
Yeah.
I say this all the
Yeah.
time. There's so much shit I deal with that people don't even know. They don't even
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
But they were like,
Because
yo,
I always
you
say,
know?
like, you only see what I let you see. Like, otherwise, I'm pretty reserved and closed because I never want to, again, we don't know what people are going through, and then to sit there and tell them what we're going through just adds on top of them. So, you just try to be careful with that overall. So, yeah.
So true. Invisible illness.
Yeah.
Because that's new for me.
Really?
New for me in a way of gaming, actually. To really see so many impactful creators, men and women, starting to speak about it, right? There's people in my family that have invisible illness as well.
Yeah.
And I feel like on one side, you know about that, but to see it in gaming, I was like, wow, this is an eye opener, because I'm like, folks are actually taking the initiative, right?
Yeah.
A lot of great men, women, whatever you identify as, just speaking on X, speaking on Twitch. I lurk in a lot of people's shit and they don't even know. Right.
Yeah.
And when I say shit, it's not to diminish your creation. I was want to make sure I
Yeah,
get that
yeah.
out there, because some folks just
Yeah.
they twist and turn shit.
Oh, I
But it's
know.
just like you, right? They twist and turn it. But it's like I lurk so much because I'm always prospecting. I'm always looking to
Yes.
see, okay, this is what's the cool stuff that's going on. Not to take ideas, because it's not about that, but it's just like, let me see what's going on. Right.
Yeah, to be current.
And what's so amazing to see is that the courageousness of folks really taking that initiative. So speak to it for yourself. Invisible illness. How are you dictating the pace with that?
Yeah. So that's another thing that I have dealt with for quite some time. I've been in and out of doctors, offices, hospitals, all that, since I was around 14 years old, because I was having like going out, I was having passing out spells and stuff like that. So it became really concerning. So yeah, I've been in and out with that kind of stuff since a very young age. Really only got comfortable talking about it within the past couple of years or so, because you don't want to be looked at differently, or so yeah, I mean, I brought the opportunity to bring it into the gaming space because again, another thing of not wanting people to feel alone and to make sure people know that they are understood and they are heard, and we do care because I went through a lot of that, feeling like just not heard and like nobody cares myself as a young teen and all that. So and that's something I don't think anybody should ever go through. So a lot of people won't talk about this, but a lot of that being not heard and misunderstood and everything was from the doctors themselves. And it gets very frustrating. So again, gaming was kind of something that I turned to kind of get out those frustrations, hence the competitive COD. But yeah, so I mean, to kind of take my mind off of all that, gaming was what I turned to, and I think getting taking content creation more seriously and being able to really dive into it has made me realize, like, holy shit, there's a lot of people who are just like me, and we deserve to have a voice, and we should talk about it, and maybe something can change, hopefully, eventually. That's kind of where I stand with it. I have like 7 different diagnoses. So
For
I live
real.
with a lot. And I think the thing that's most frustrating is people look at me, right? And they're like, she's fine. Again, we're back to, you have no idea what people are dealing with behind closed doors. Like, you only see what I let you see. And so if I don't tell you that I have autoimmune thyroid disease and syncope and all this other shit, you would never know. You'd look at me and think she's completely fine, but that's not the case. So, and this has affected me not only in like the gaming space, but also like the real world, like full-time jobs. Like, they look at me and think I'm okay, and then I call out because of a chronic migraine, and they're like, "This is unacceptable." And I'm like, "Documentation, documentation, documentation. What are you gonna do?" And then they treat me differently after that. So, yeah.
You're talking some real. And you know what? This is the reason why I think that, and I'm gonna go a different way with this. We're important as individuals, and I'm gonna double down, triple down on this, as creators with platforms. And I say this again to a lot of folks, to the both audiences. Listen to what's being said here. If you have something that you can lean on to and you can speak to the people, go ahead and do it. Do it with all your authority. Make sure you have the information to back up. Because I think what's happening right now in the world is there's a part of the world that sees this happening. And what they're wanting to do is they're wanting to suppress it in a way by maybe creators coming out and trying to build their platforms, right? As we see this happening, a lot of folks are wondering, well, is there a tilt and there's a shift? There's a lot of people that don't want to work the 9 to 5 no more. because guess what? I can make and brave my own way. I can be my own boss on Twitch, doing IRLs,
Yeah.
doing cooking shows, doing all these things. Heck, even reading fucking stories, ladies and gentlemen. Being a voiceover. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
create that motion for yourself. And it starts with one person that can equal to 10 to 100. You don't need a million.
Yep.
We'd be loving to sit here like, I'll give a shout out to someone like Nick Merckx. Yeah, we're sitting here on Twitch and we're just shooting shit for 8 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a whole team behind us.
Yeah.
But we got to do it brick and mortar. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And things like that. So
Absolutely.
I say all of that to say this to folks is like, look, no matter what we're doing in this world, just keep doing it to the best of your ability, right? Because I feel like what we can do is just make the difference. We're probably the most relatable. Yeah, we see people, news anchors on TV, all these folks on TV reading the news in front of the White House.
Mm-hmm.
But can you relate to me on that level?
Right.
Because
Right.
you have a production team. You got people that are in your ear talking. We see the earpieces. We know we have the invisible earpieces. We know what's going on.
Yeah.
But it's like when it's all said and done and that screen shuts off, you guys are in protection. Us, we're not really protected. We got to lean on mom, dad, family, friends, the people in our network that are going to check in on us. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep. And kind of something else I kind of wanted to touch on with the whole like invisible illness, mental illness type of stuff is like content creation, streaming, all of that has been really accessible for me. It has made life so much easier, and it's so much more bearable to deal with the things that I need to deal with mentally and physically because like you said, I can create my own schedule, like I work on my own terms. I can push myself to when I know I'm like, okay, I need to chill out. I need to take a little break or whatever, and it's okay. Like there's no stigma against that. I tell my community, I'm like, oh man, I'm having a really bad mental health day. I don't think there's going to be a stream tonight. They're like, oh my gosh, please take your time. Like we care about you and we want you to be okay. And no workplace has ever made me feel like that, ever. So I think that speaks volumes,
Does.
for a lot of people.
Does. But folks understand, you know what I mean? You spoke about being a creator. I've been doing what I've been doing for 10 years. Trust me. It's some pinch me moments always. And that's the reason why I was at an event prior to us doing this recording. I said for me, it's not necessarily about having the big upper echelon people. I've had that. I've had those people. But I said sometimes it's now me, my responsibility is I want to talk to the folks that are on the come up.
Yeah.
The come up. We're all on the come up. Because I truly believe we're going to succeed. You succeed. You put 1% every single day is going to make you get that success.
Mm-hmm.
For you as a content creator, let's start here. Talk about your first piece of equipment. Speak to the audience. To transition, because a lot of folks don't understand. They think that this mic, I could raise it off of its stand. It's the SM7B mic. I wasn't using this when I was podcasting. You know what I mean?
Oh, hell no.
So let's speak to it. Speak to equipment.
Yeah, I started, I want to say I started like streaming probably around when I was 17. So back in like 2017, 2018 time. And when I first started, I was still on console. I had a PS4 and I was begging people on the internet for a PlayStation 4 camera. So that way I could stream because you could stream right off of your console then. So yeah, that was it. That was my first piece of equipment was a PS4 camera attached to my PS4. And yeah, I literally sat in I was living with my parents, obviously. And after school, I would come home, sit in my little X-Rocker gaming chair, have my camera tilted just enough so they could see me. I would have the chat on the side, and most of the time it was just my friends and I just vibing, yapping, having a good time. And yeah, it was very bad quality, but it worked. We all start somewhere. So, and it led to like where I'm at today. So I think that's really cool and really interesting.
You got a pretty dope setup though. Like I'm in your streams. Sometimes I'm in the chat. We're talking and things like that. I see the plushies behind there. I'm like, yo, she got her little scenery going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And all this. You got I don't want to misrepresent. Are those devil ears?
Yeah,
Are those
yeah, you
cat
can.
ears?
Yeah, they're devil horns. A friend
Okay.
actually 3D printed them for me. I have these. I have like Maleficent ones that are like 10 times longer than this that just reattach and stuff. But yeah, I think for me, like, I love having all this crazy shit in the background because it kind of just lets people know when they come in, like, who I am as a person. Like, I have my cars, I have my plushies, my Pokemon, I have Ghostface back here that shows a little better at nighttime. But yeah, like I like being able for people to come in and just be like, oh, she likes this, and then it brings up conversations and lets people feel a little bit more comfortable. So
For
yeah.
sure. Love that. You speak about Ghostface. Would you say he's the Mount Rushmore of the horror movie villain icon?
He's up there. He's up there. No, he's up there. I know, like, he's like, look, I even have him on my he is
Oh
definitely
boy.
up there. Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like he definitely is getting overhyped. I feel like everybody knows Ghostface and likes Ghostface and they kind of just stick it there, but I am a die-hard horror fan ever since I was a kid. Like, I have watched every horror movie you could think of. Like, I love Halloween, 365 days a year for me. So I have a little bit of hot takes that people maybe don't consider sometimes, but growing up, Jason was actually my favorite. So yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, so this is where the podcast takes a turn. I knew she was gonna see. See, I studied because there's a reason why I did what I just did there. Horror
Yeah,
movie,
yeah.
okay. Jason.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
Let's
He
have a
was my
conversation
favorite
about
growing
Jason.
up, but
Okay,
I have a lot of favorites now, so.
Jason over Freddy.
Oh, for sure. My mom's a Freddy fan, so like we always when
Dude,
Jason
look at the
versus Freddy
time for
came
the
out.
podcast. We are now getting to our end. Wait, what? Jason over Freddy?
Yeah, for sure. Yes. 100%. Yeah. Yeah.
Why?
Um I don't know. I think something like resonated with me as a kid with him. Like the whole backstory and lore of him when I saw him like getting bullied and stuff as a kid because of the way that he looked and all of that. Like that really resonated with me because that was something that I went through as a kid. So I was like, you know what? I like this guy. I hope he kills everybody. Like that was just as an 8-year-old kid, that's just where I was at. So I stuck with it ever since. I don't care.
Jason
I'll
over
die for
Freddy.
my man.
I get the lore.
Mm-hmm.
I get the lore. The lore is fine. We get that. But Jason over
Yeah.
Freddy. Jason over Freddy.
Yes.
I'm gonna look. I'm
For
gonna
sure.
look in this camera. She said Jason over Freddy. Why?
I don't know. It's just always. I mean, he's big. He's brolic. He's just, like.
Big and brolic? Really? Is that what we're doing? We're going off the big
Yeah,
and
big.
brolic? And he wears a
We're
hockey
going-
mask? Here's my
And
thing
as
about.
I've gotten older, that adds to the reason why I like him.
You know
Keeping it
why?
real.
You know why I love Jason fans? I don't care for the guy personally, right? Because I take my horror movie villains seriously as well. Like, there's some people that will put people on like a Mount Rushmore on a tier list, and I'm like, well, first thing I go, what iconic scenes do they have? What
Yeah.
iconic kills do they have, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think like Fred. That's why I have Freddy up high, because one thing about Freddy, we have to
He's
sleep.
got some good kills. Yeah.
We gotta sleep, and that's the only way he's catching you. So that kind of trumps all. Even though I know they all can get you at any given time, but Freddy, you gotta sleep. You put you in the dream world, and good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
He's got a
and
lot of
stuff like-
iconic kills as well. I mean, but Jason does too. Like, I think people just see Jason and they just see like the long machete and that's all that he's got. But if you really sit and watch was it Jason X where they put the face in the what was it? Gosh,
It's
it
like
froze her
it's
face.
like a frozen face. Yep, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it froze her face and then just smashed it on the fuck. Like that was crazy. Like I don't know.
You can curse, hey. It's all good. This is PG-13, 14A.
I get really, really passionate about this. Okay, so
I love it.
But yeah,
I love it.
I would say
I love
though, my favorite franchise, and this is probably my hottest take, is the Saw franchise.
Yo, let's talk about that. I didn't even pay her money to say that. Yo, 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 yo. Can you say that again?
Favorite franchise of all time, Saw.
And we have a mutual out there, and I know if I was to call her in, she would say the
Hmm.
exact same thing.
Yeah.
I say this to folks all the time, and you can go off of this. The story elements of that is top tier.
Yes.
Like, you can't replace a lot of what's going on. I understand the traps, the blood, the gore. People are like, oh my
Yeah.
God, I can't do gore. I can't do the
Yeah.
blood and the trap. The
But
story
the
is
story, like, you know how badly I wish I could go back to like 7-year-old me and rewatch the first Saw for the first time? I'm so sad that I don't get to relive that. I'm so sad. Yeah.
listen, that was a time. That was a moment.
That movie changed the horror genre. I don't care what anybody says. I will die on that hill. The whole plot twist, like, just,
There's
mm,
several plot twists. The
yeah.
one that I'm just gonna throw out there, and I know people are gonna be like, wait, he went there, is Hoffman. Shout outs to my guy Hoffman.
Yes,
The
that's my
Amanda
guy.
trap on the head. And
Uh-huh.
this guy decided to stand on a chair and wedge it in a little part of the thing of the door,
Listen.
and he pulled himself out.
Mhm.
That's all we're gonna say. If you haven't watched Saw, then
Legendary.
you know what, you got to do something for yourself. I don't know. I'll
Legendary.
just recommend get on a friend's streaming app, get their login password, and figure it
Yeah.
out
Yeah.
because that was legendary moments. You know what I mean, and things
Yeah.
like that. For sure.
Legendary characters like
Hmm.
Hoffman, Amanda, just oh my gosh, all of them. All of them.
For
Love them
sure.
so bad.
And we gotta give respect to Kramer too, because Kramer is a whole different beast.
Genius. Genius.
Yes.
And
Yes.
when what it wasn't Saw X. I don't know why I said that earlier. For the face freezing. But Saw X is one of the newest ones.
Hmm.
Um
You said
that
Jason
like
X.
oh, did I? Okay, good. I don't
You're
know. I
good.
was
You said
thinking
Jason
X
X.
and
Yeah.
that was it. But yeah, so Saw X came out and I was so excited to go see it in the movie theaters because the eye trap, like they're just so good with their design and everything, like and to hear like the backstory of like pre Saw 1 was just like oh my god. It was so great. They
So
could
good.
make 20,000 Saws and I would watch every single one of them. I don't care.
So good. So good. So
Mhm.
good. It shifted the culture. But then you got
Yeah.
folks being like Insidious and all these other
Still
new
good.
ones.
Still good, but I think Saw is very underappreciated.
Very underappreciated. I think it's because of the
And
drops in the blood and stuff like that.
yeah, people can't deal with it. And
Can't do it.
I'm like whatever. But also
Can't do
there's a new Saw game coming out. Don't know if you saw that.
it. So myself, I'm still on console. I'm still on the PS5, and us console players don't get no love, so
Yeah, no, this is true. This is true. Understood.
we're figuring it out. We're figuring it out. I think PC is the way to go. One of my
Oh
guys
yeah, for
that's
sure.
big in tech. He's probably gonna help me build one out.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
It's a fun time.
computer coming soon. Gotta come
Good.
soon. PC gotta come soon.
I
Has
love
to.
that.
Like
Yeah.
I operate and I stream off of a Mac, which is fine. But the
Yeah,
way
it works.
Mac has so much limitations to it because you got to open up all these other things, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
and whatnot. But no, PC is the definitely the way to go for sure.
Yeah.
Um, when we let's dibble and dabble a little bit more in the horror genre.
Yeah.
When you think of horror back in the day to horror now, what do you
Mhm.
think the missing concept they're not getting? That's not sticking. Because some of these movies that are coming out, they don't seem to be sticking the way they need to be.
Mhm. Man. Man, I don't really know to be honest cuz it's just hard. Like you can't the originality of like these OG horror movies that we know. I feel like everybody's just trying to like piggyback off of them or like where's the originality? Like I want some new villains. I want some new kills. Like I want a new storyline. Like I don't know and I feel like they're all just kind of a little repetitive. Um the only movie that really hasn't done that for me, Malignant. That is the first movie in a long time that had like a different storyline and aspect that I've never seen before and I was like, "Holy shit, this is like in my top 5 now." So I think I'm looking more for that. It's just like something new, something fresh, not the typical like slasher that everybody's seen. It's kind of like played out. I love a good slasher, don't get me wrong, but it's just like I want some new concepts.
How do you feel about Obsession that dropped?
Good concept. Something that I haven't seen before. So it's not a story that's like overtold. I got made fun of because I literally just sat there like this the whole time. Like just in all of the movie. People are like, how could like I was with friends when I was watching it. So my friends were like you're enjoying this a little too much. And I'm like, this is genius. Like this is something that could very much so like happen. Like this is real shit and I love this. Like I think a lot of people can also relate to it because they've been through something similar as well. Like me personally, kind of also touching on like the mental health stuff. I've been through like abusive relationships mentally. So like that kind of leaned into that a little bit. And so it was like, damn, like this is a new aspect that I haven't really seen in horror yet. Like, yeah, it was really, really cool to see. And definitely, I wouldn't give it 10 out of 10 because I'm the type of person I like it wasn't very scary to me. It was more like psychological thriller type to me, but still very, very good movie. I would watch it 1,000 times.
For sure, I gotta own that too. You know what it all speaks to, and a lot of folks don't know this. Curry Baker. I had to make sure I just Googled his name, right? To drew a blank. He is originally a content creator that was doing
Yes.
short form YouTube
Yes.
films.
On YouTube. Yes.
That budget for that film was under $1 million, and look how
Yes.
much money he generated. Like lots of it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it just
Yep.
speaks to the artistic idea of being a content creator first. I'm not gonna knock anybody in the, Wes Craven, all the legendary guys. But
Mm-hmm.
Curry Baker came in and just said, yo, we're changing this to now where
Yeah.
he's gonna be the word on the street is he's doing the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which I'm gonna be very intrigued to see what he's about to cook up. Because I think it's gonna be
Yeah,
crazy.
that's
You know?
it's really up there. So you gotta live up to that hype, man. You
You
gotta
do.
do it
You
well, do
do.
it justice.
I think if he humanizes it in a way, the way he did the character Nikki. I think he's got the ability. It has some legs.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure. That's another
for sure.
character I've always kind of had like a soft spot for is Bubba. I've
Booba.
always had,
I call him
yeah,
Booba.
Booba. I say Booba. I'm
Right?
like, I play when I'm getting in a Dead by Daylight match and I'm like, it's Booba! And everyone gets so
Right?
excited, but he's
But
another one
I
I have a
can't
soft
use him
spot
on
for.
controller, so I know people out here keyboard and mousing
Hard.
him, and like I'm just like
Yeah.
because you can tell the
The
difference.
flicks are crazy.
You can tell the difference because at
Yeah, for
me,
sure.
I'm using controller. I turn my sensitivity. I'm like, yo, I go around that corner and I hit that rock or I hit this thing, and I'm like,
No, Rock hates to see you coming.
right? I'm like, if I wanted to hit the rock, I would have channeled Rocky
Yeah.
Balboa. You know what I
Yeah, right.
mean? You know?
Right. Mm,
When we think about obsession, real quick, who
yeah.
would you say is the victim without giving too much spoilers to the audience that haven't seen it yet?
Without giving spoilers,
Who do you think
I
was the
think
victim in the movie?
Nikki.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. We're leaning in, we're kind of, I'm 50-50. I'm 50-50,
Okay.
60-40. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You
All
know?
right.
I heard some people say, oh, it was Buddy's friend. I was like, wait, what? No.
Mm-mm. No, I definitely think Nikki. Just because of, in a way, without giving too much away, manipulation. You know.
Facts. Hmm?
So I think, yeah, yeah, that's right. That's where I stand without giving too much away.
No, for sure. For sure. Before we get out of here and getting into like more of the content creators,
Mm-hmm.
if you could give any value to anyone that's coming in the space of either streaming or content creation, what should be the first thing they do?
Work on community first. I think a lot of times when people they get the idea of streaming and wanting to blow up on the internet and go viral and all this, and it's like you can do that, but you have to put the work in first. Like it's not just for some people. Don't get me wrong, it does happen overnight, but the chances of that happening are like less than 2%. So, I always like people ask me for tips and advice all the time. I'm like, just work on your community first. You know, a lot of times people, when they want to stream, they just want to get set up, get their equipment, hit stream, and then they wonder why nobody's coming in. A lot of platforms like Twitch, for example, um, don't have good discovery, so they're not going to put you, especially being a brand new streamer, put you on the top of like a For You page or whatever. So if you take the time to go on all these other social medias, TikTok, X, whatever it may be, um, and create short form, um, promote yourself, talk about who you are, what you stand for, what you believe in, um, why you're wanting to do what you do, whatever it may be, bring people to you, create a Discord, and be like, you know, hype it up. This is the first day that I'm going to stream. Can't wait to see you guys there. You know, that type of thing. Like, if I could do this whole streaming thing all over again, that's where I would start, is definitely community.
It's funny you say that because everything you're saying is the truth. You know what I mean? Um, Coming into this, because I'm looking at it as an addition, I would have wished I jumped on it when I was playing 2K. I was a heavy 2K player. In the
Yeah.
pandemic, for those for
Hmm.
those days over here in Canada, we were shut down like the first night.
Yeah,
We
same.
couldn't go anywhere, right?
Same. Yeah.
And late night 2K in the party chat, them conversations were legendary. When I mean
Yes.
comedy show, people would have been pissing themselves laughing. But
Yep.
we never knew about the whole chopping up everything.
Yeah. No,
Do you know what I
just
mean?
hitting record and then just kind of taking what you can out of it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely wish
Because
I
I
would have
would
done that
have,
too.
it would have got crazy, you know what I mean? And things like that. But it's the name of the
Yeah.
game. It's the name of the game.
During
And
pandemic time, I went from competitive COD streaming to competitive Overwatch and competitive Rainbow Six. So
oh
that
shit,
was
you one of
very,
them.
so
So
that
you
was
one of
very
them.
much,
Okay.
so that was very much like, um, it would have been like good content if I would have known, you know, like if I would have just taken my own advice that I just gave, you know, I feel like I would be in a much different spot now. But it is
So
what
you're
it
saying
is.
you saying that you nice then. You nice if you're playing competitive.
I used to be nice. I don't, obviously I've taken a big shift in content since then. So, but
Yeah.
yes, I used to be nice, yes.
Yeah. DBD creator over there.
Mhm.
I just
Yeah,
slid
which
that in.
if you would have told me that like a couple years ago, I'd be like, okay, yeah, right, okay, yeah. So, but yeah, big shift in content
Hmm.
from like first person shooters to now strictly variety horror mostly. I mean, I still play Fortnite. I'm also a Fortnite creator. Let me just
I haven't seen you on the
okay,
game.
you know.
Hmm.
I just streamed it on TikTok, literally on
Oh,
Friday or
okay.
Thursday. Okay.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna be there too. I want to see this. I gotta see your Fortnite skills because you know what I want to do, and I'm calling out every creator. This is where I get performative. Find your best two or three. If we can
Mm-hmm.
figure out a way to do customs, and let's get to the Kraken. Let's see. No build. No build. None of this building upwards because I don't do that
Oh
shit.
yeah, I don't do that either. No, I'm
Because I'm
zero
watching some
build.
people like hitting buttons that go. "Tut, tut, tut, tut." I'm like, why? What's going on? And
And
you're
they're
shooting
quick with
down, and
it
I got to
too.
shoot up. We're losing the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's
Yeah, for real.
let's get to it. You know,
Yeah.
two or three. We can do. I'm pretty sure you can figure out customs or something like that.
I'm
Epic
sure
Fortnite, figure it out. Like we want to do some tournaments between some of these creators. Doesn't matter how big or small. Get your two or
yeah.
three and let's go.
Yeah, I would definitely say Fortnite is fun.
So
I am
fun.
okay at it
You're okay.
at best.
Yeah, but you come from professional Call of Duty Rainbow Six. That the gun game in Fortnite ain't that epic. You know what I mean? You'll figure it out.
It's yeah, it's
You
not the
probably know
same. It's
scoping
not.
like this, boom, boom, like that. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, it's crazy because that was actually like what I was really known for back in like my Black Ops 2 days. I was like a heavy like uh no scoper, like it was just something I was getting into trick shotting at the time, like yeah, it was a whole thing for me. So yeah, yeah, yep. I actually, if you scroll far enough down in like my my Instagram, because that's where I started, was Instagram. If you scroll down far enough, you will find those clips. You will. I constantly was in a 1v1 on Nuketown. Constantly. That's all people wanted to do because I was a female. So they heard me get on the mic and they saw my stats and they're like, let's 1v1. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, them
Mm-hmm.
nonsensical dudes. You're a
Mm-hmm.
female. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
saying this. You're a
And
female. Go back in the kitchen. Make what? And then when you get your shit punched in, then you know what would I
I'm
do?
a female and I'll still whoop your ass. I
You
don't
see what I'm
care.
saying? You know what I'm saying? Trust me, I
Yeah.
see it all the time. Like some of the shout outs to some of the big creators out there that I see just running amok in some of these games. And I'm just sitting
Mm-hmm.
there laughing at some of the clips. I'm just like, look at you guys. Look at you
Yep.
guys, and you have people in the comments. This was staged. They put no. It's not staged,
Oh my,
people.
yeah,
You
yeah.
can't splice all that up together like that. The odds of
No.
doing that is impossible.
But
You
most of
know,
the time, the people that say those things aren't in content creation. Say that they don't know what goes on behind the scenes and how that wouldn't make sense for it to be spliced that way. So
right?
I just look at them like, whatever.
Asymmetrical horror. I really want to get to this because I feel like it's a pressing topic right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
We got DBD on one hand. We had Friday the 13th. We had Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I'm
Mm-hmm.
super excited for Halloween in September when it
Me
drops.
too.
Like I think that has some legs. I think it's going to
Mm-hmm.
surprise a lot of people.
Yeah.
What do you think if you could do one thing in the asymmetrical horror space? What would you add and what would you take out?
Hmm. That's
I know
rough
it's
because
a curveball question.
yeah, also the Saw game that's coming out, Saw Genesis, is going to be asymmetrical
Yep.
as well.
Hmm.
Um, so I mean, I don't know. Generally, like I play DVD and I'm content. I'm content with Dead by Daylight. Like there's obviously you're gonna run through like the people who are just miserable at the end game chat or whatever. But like genuinely, when it comes down to the gameplay, I think asymmetrical is one of the most enjoyable game types you will ever come across. It's just so original. Like the first time I ever played Dead by Daylight, I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like I've never experienced anything like this. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's really much that I would change. I really like the aspect of having one person go against four, and you're gonna have whiny babies at the end of the day that say, oh, it's survivor sided, it's killer sided, whatever, whatever. It's gonna be hard to find that perfect balance. Like I don't think people really sit back and think about what goes into game development and how difficult it is. Like it's just a game. Let's just enjoy the game. And, if you have like good feedback, give it to the developers and stop whining and complaining on stream. Like, let's be proactive. Let's not just like cry and whine. I don't know. So really,
I would
genuinely,
say it's
I'm
just the
happy.
perks. For me, it's some of the perks can be a little bit OD. Like I think whatever side of the scope you're on, I'm not gonna
Mm-hmm.
call anybody out per se, but some of the perks are a little bit. If you're playing in the killer, some of the perks that you see you run into shoulder the burden, you're less like, well, what are we doing? Like,
Mm-hmm.
what are we doing? I can
Yeah.
swap out hook states.
Mm-hmm.
What would Freddy, Michael Myers, Pinhead say about this in real life if they're real life characters? They're gobbling you up.
They'd
They're
be like, bro,
snatching
are
you
you
up.
kidding me?
You know what I mean? I can see
Yeah.
Freddy looking at this being like, what in the blue moon is this? Y'all can swap out hook states?
Yeah.
I'll put all your asses in bed now. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's crazy.
No,
You
I
know?
get it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
get
But
it.
no, I think it's some of the perks could be
Yeah.
just tone
Tweaked.
down this teeny bit. Just tweak
Yeah.
it, you know?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
How would you say we get 1% better?
In what aspect?
Life
Just overall, huh?
overall.
Overall life. Um, I think empathy, truthfully, is how we get better. Just trying to be understanding of one another, and again, just back to this, like understanding that we don't see everything that they're going through, and just be a nice human. Like we're all humans. This is all of our first time on Earth. We're all figuring this shit out one day at a time. And if you can help in any way, absolutely do it, because I'm a firm believer in good karma and bad.
So true. So true.
But I believe you get back from the world what you put into it. So if you are a piece of shit who just is a miserable human being, you're going to get that back. You know, if you're somebody who is trying to remain positive and helping others, and, you know, your good time will come. Will you go through bad times? Absolutely. We all do. But if you're putting out good energy, you know, stuff like that, you will get it back in some shape or form. So
Snaps. That's snaps. That's what I like. That's what I like. You know what I mean? And you
yeah.
see where you're going. I can already see it. I can already feel it. You know what I mean? Stopping by your
Mhm.
streams, watching everything you do, you know, and I've always said this to folks is not every creator is going to resonate with you. There's some, but I think
Yeah.
what you have, this is me giving you any type of just acknowledgement, feedback, things like that. You're so unapologetically yourself, right? And
I don't
you're
give a
a
shit.
barrel of laughs. You know what I mean? Um,
yeah.
and it's good to see because I feel like that's what's gonna go a long way. You know what I mean?
It's
Yeah,
rare.
we're gonna have a
It's
serious side.
it's
Like me, I'm quirky when I need to be, but like 9 times out of 10, I'm just gonna be like not straight resting bitch face by any means, but I'm just like, yo, I give it to you straight. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like Kobe in the clutch. I'm like Jordan in the paint.
mhm.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just if you want real shoot, you listen, give me feedback on this. I'm like, okay, let's do this, you know, and whatnot. But no,
Yeah.
tip my hat to you. Keep going. Keep doing your thing.
Thank you. Yeah, I think a lot of people why they enjoy my content is just relation. Like they can relate to a lot of like what I go through, what I talk about, but then also like you said, I'm just very unapologetically myself. I don't give a shit. If you come in here and you don't like me, you do not have to stay here. I'm unfiltered. I like to have a good time and laugh and be silly and gross and and I know at the end of the day that that's not going to resonate with everybody. And as a content creator, you do have to understand that not everybody's going to like you. That shouldn't be your goal as a content creator. Your goal as a content creator should be to be yourself, have a good time, and make others' lives better. That's mine, you know.
Well
So,
said. Well said.
yeah. Yeah.
Miss Venomous, where can everyone check you out?
Ace. I have everything now. I just started Twitter. I know you've seen me on there. Never had a Twitter before. So now I'm on Twitter, X, whatever. Um, I'm on everything, Instagram, YouTube, but mostly Twitch. I love streaming on Twitch. That's where I like to be. Twitch is my go to at Miss Venomous _.
Right? Professional yapper. Trust me, when I put out that
Oh my
tweet,
god.
she went underneath. Y'all gonna see it. I'm gonna make sure I blow it up with the thing. Somewhere. Professional yapper. What did she
I
say?
am.
Make
I
me
love to yap.
famous.
Yeah, I'm like I love to yap. Can we yap? I love yapping about literally everything. Like I've
Oh,
just been in
it's
this space for so long. I'm so comfortable. I'm just like let's talk about it all, you know?
no,
So,
this is what it's about. I think this is what people want to see now in content creation is authentic communication, connection. You know what I
mhm.
mean? I know folks do it in the Discord. You know, all those big creators sit there, they just talk in the Discord, have it recorded, and boom, it's out. They put it, they chop it up, they do that. They have their clippers that are out there, you
Mhm.
know, and all that
Mhm.
good stuff. So hats
Yeah.
off to you. Keep going. I truly believe you got something special. Just keep ironing it out, and I think some great things are gonna come your way.
Thank you. I'm locking in.
I'm manifesting TwitchCon for you.
Dude, I wish. It's around my birthday. I'm so pissed.
I'm gonna say it again. I am manifesting TwitchCon to you. Listen, I'm trying to figure it out. I'm over here in Canada, and trust me, the pricing. I'm gonna keep it real. You're looking at about a good 2,800.
Yes.
You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Which I do not have.
You see what I'm saying? But it's
We
I
broke out
feel,
here.
brother. Hey, listen, you know what I mean. But I think there's an opportunity, and I just think just keep doing what you're doing. Great things are coming. I
Thank
could see
you.
you at TwitchCon.
I will.
Maybe we both there. You know, maybe we have a real time conversation. I hold the mic in like this.
That's that's really the goal. Like ultimately, like I don't even want to go for like the video game aspect. I literally just want to go to meet all of these cool people that I've built relationships with over the past couple years. Like I want to give these people the biggest hug for getting me through shit and helping me through shit, you know, with technology, because I suck with PCs, by the way. I've had so many people help me, you know, through all this, and it's just like I just want to give you the biggest hug. And
Right?
TwitchCon is where I'm so sad I missed the DVD of it.
Bruh, let me tell you something here. I thought you were going to be there because I felt like the whole, when you followed me, I feel on Instagram, I was like, who is
Mm-hmm.
this? I said, was she at the event? I was like, she was at
No.
the event. Was she not? She was at the event. She was at the
Oh,
event. She was at the event. She wasn't at the
I
event.
wish.
And then there was folks that took my pictures that when I did
Mm-hmm.
the deep dive, I was like, oh shit, you a fucking big creator. Like there's this one particular girl that looked me dead in my face like this. And I looked at her. And I felt like we were about to say something to each other, but we didn't. I was like, can you just take a picture of me? Appreciate this. I forget what. And she's like, yeah, no problem. And after she's just staring, and I stare back, and I'm like, I feel like we were supposed to say something there, but we didn't. So my apologies to who you are. It was not intentional. But if we meet again, we will dap up. We'll have a
There you go.
handshake. We'll have a coconut smile. And we'll figure it out. You know what I mean?
There you go. I love that. I love
Yes.
that.
No, Miss Venomous, I appreciate you. Appreciate you coming on the show.
Thank you.